Yeah, it's Saturday. What's up? What's good? What's popping? What's cracking? What's percolating? What's really good in the hood? It is your man Theo Butler. It is Saturday. I think we got a great live. You are an Intergalactic fan. I'm an Intergalactic fan. We actually have a novel out there in regards to the Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda. I thought it would be nice. It's Saturday. Nice day. Hopefully, most of you are not working today. If you are, that's unfortunate. But yeah, we're going to get in here, and I thought it would be great to talk the Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda. It's only we can do it with the right women nation. We at 0 right now. I'm gonna wait till we get a few more people in here and take advantage of this thing. I'll be honest with you. I wouldn't miss this one. I'm just gonna tell you, I wouldn't miss this one. It's a lot of great information gonna be shared in this one. We got bring your pen and paper. Bring your pen and paper. Let me do this. Let me make sure we are live in living color. As they like, in living color, you can do what you want, do in living color. As they like, oh yeah. We live. We all the way. We all the way live. Yeah, we all the way live. So yeah, we are talking about the intergalactic. Because when folks talk about the Intergalactic Empire, I'll be honest with you, I didn't look. Various folks, I'm like, how y'all miss that? But then again, they not approaching it from a Black Panther fan perspective. See that right there? They're not approaching it from a Black Panther fan perspective. We're Black Panther fans. So, of course, we're going to approach it from a Black Panther fan perspective. And considering the role that T'Challa plays in all of this, considering there's a movie coming out in December, considering you consider, pun intended, yourself to be a Black Panther fan, I just thought you might want to know this, because I ain't heard nobody else talk about it. I've heard me allude to it, mention it, but jump on in there? No, I ain't heard that. And the reason, what's going on, Grand Madam? What's going on? The lovely Grand Madam is in the building. And the reason I decided to do this as a live vice a video is because I noticed certain things. If I do a 3-minute video short, y'all rocking in. Good looking. I appreciate that. Anything over 3 minutes, and it's a pre-recorded video, hey, y'all kind of looking at me like, okay, Theo. But now lives where we share information, discuss information, pertinent information, y'all like that. Y'all like that. So we in here, we gonna make it do what it's gonna do. Shout out to Plant Poppy. International flavors. Yes, Lord, y'all doing that. Y'all doing it. Oh, I need that. I need that. So you like Black Panther. Let's go ahead and get the stuff out the way first. While you here, while I'm here, while we doing this, you like Black Panther. I like Black Panther. You like the Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda. I do too. I do too. You interested in it? You ain't really. We following the run. We got Intergalactic, Black Panther. Cool. We just had Imperial. Cool. Do we know how we got here? Not everybody. Because we would swear that it would start with Ta-Nehisi Coates. I'm gonna say that one more time. Because if all you familiar with is T'Challa, Black Panther, you would think the Intergalactic Empire starts with Ta-Nehisi Coates. No, that's not where it starts at. It's not where it starts at. Grand Madam gonna love this one, because Grand Madam, the way she does her videos, they are participation videos and everything like that. This as well is a participation video. So let's do this. First of all, can y'all go ahead and hit that like button? Because the way I talk, you'll be forgot and everything like that. And if you here for 5 minutes, go ahead and subscribe. We at 1480. I don't want to say we can't be at 1500 before the end of the day, but I've seen some other stuff happen. So yeah, let's dive on into this thing. Let me put my handy dandy reading goggles on. Yeah. This actually starts in New Avengers, issue 1 by Jonathan Hickman, Steve Epting, Rick Magyar, and Frank D'Armata. Yeah, we got to go back down. You got before time runs out, before infinity. Yeah, you got to go back down. And let me just set this up because somebody that's well versed in this is why I don't really do comic book reviews. Somebody decided to cover the whole infinite storyline. Time runs out, and they get to this part, and they say T'Challa is like a steward. He's an advisor to Shuri. He said the story was amazing. T'Challa is not an advisor. He's not a steward. He is the king of the dead. We get here, he's the king of the dead. And this is why I will say this. If you've been rocking with me since I started covering deadliest of the species, I've been taking us chronologically in order since folks said T'Challa passed away. So if you've been rocking me, we doing the mini reviews, if you will, the shorts. You know that by now T'Challa is the king of the dead, while Shuri is the queen of Wakanda. That was ordained by Bass and Jonathan Hickman's Fantastic Four run. This does come after Jonathan Hickman's Avengers versus X-Men. This is some great coffee. Great coffee. Just so we know where we at, and just so we know, as I like to tell my wife, it's not guaranteed that your concerns are somebody else's concern, regardless of who they are. What that means is you're a Black Panther fan. Somebody doing a comic book review is not necessarily inclined to be a Black Panther fan, thus not checking for the specifics regarding your favorite character doing major story events. This was a major crossover event. T'Challa is the king of the dead at this particular time. This comes after Avengers versus X-Men. Mind you, that matters. What I just said, that matters. This comes after Avengers versus X-Men. You'll see why in a few why that matters. Well, in this particular comic, not in a Black Panther comic, not in anything written by Ta-Nehisi Coates, what you get are students of Wakanda mapping out the universe. Now, we come to find out later on that these children were fulfilling a dream that Inyami, T'Challa's biological mother, was pursuing. She wanted to map the universe. T'Challa wanted to honor her. So this was his way of doing it. Except when these students are mapping out the universe, we get an incursion. You want me to say that again? Because see, you ain't even got Inyami in the MCU. No, if folks are telling you that's Queen Mother Ramunda, it's his mama. And you ain't got nothing, folks saying that the Queen Mother Ramunda is smart. Inyami was smart. They're not saying this. You ain't got none of that in the MCU. Then you got T'Challa following his mother's dream. Well, T'Challa is gone in the MCU. That's not funny. He gone. So this whole map making thing, because I would love to see how Ryan Coogler would do it. When I'm saying that, I'm being so not serious. I don't think he could do an intergalactic empire. As T'Challa says in the storyline written by Jonathan Hickman, you got to possess the vision. Let me keep right on going. So just so we clear, the incursion starts over Wakanda. This sets us up for the Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda. So if you're one of those people, you want to collect entire storylines and everything, you want to get everything encompassing the Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda, you got to go back to New Avengers issue 1. That plays a role. You got to go back to them. Let me keep up with these notes real quick. I appreciate y'all pulling up. I see we got 2. That's okay. It's Saturday. Folks might be out shopping and everything like that. That's okay. You can spend the block because you be like, damn, we needed that. All right. So we got that. The Black Swan comes down. She's got a manifold. She deletes said manifold because manifolds are only specific to their reality. Mr. Hickman, I ain't forgot that you got her saying that. You probably gonna be the only one follow up on that, but I ain't forgot because I seen you put a lot of respect on Eden Fessy manifold. So I ain't saying, I'm just saying. So we get that. Now where do we go? Because I could tell you to read that whole story arc. Time runs out, all that. No, let's go right here. Secret Wars, issue 8. Secret Wars, issue 8. And what do we get in this particular storyline? T'Challa is wielding the Infinity Gauntlet. That's also written by Jonathan Hickman. T'Challa is wielding the Infinity Gauntlet. He's getting ready to face off with Doom. You see him face off with Doom in Secret Wars issue 3. T'Challa is standing, this Emperor Doom. You know, the action figure with the white hoodie, white cloak, white kilt. Yeah. T'Challa standing before Buddy with the Infinity Gauntlet. Now, Moore is right behind T'Challa. Right there, because when folks say T'Challa got beat, they act like he wasn't right there. Yeah, no more was right there. Anyway, dude say, let's run it. You say you want it, let's get it. T'Challa uses the Infinity Gauntlet, and it looks like he turns Dr. Doom into ice. Moore throws his trident, shatters said ice. Glass, ice, pick one. Doom, being who he is, wielding the power cosmic, the power of the Beyonder, things of that nature, reassembles himself. And this is when he says, oh, so this what we're doing? I don't want to lessen myself to this, but you got the Infinity Gauntlet. I got all this power. We just gonna knuckle up. We just gonna knuckle up. And they knuckle up. While they knuckling up, Reed is talking to the I'm forgetting his name, I'm drawing a blank, but the Molecule Man. Reed is having a discussion with the Molecule Man, and if you're a Miles Morales fan, you'll like this part, because one of the things the Molecule Man asked Reed when he first came to see him, I'm hungry. Did you bring me something to eat? Nope. The fixer pulled up, asked him, did you bring me something to eat? Nope. But he was hungry. Miles happened to have a cheeseburger on him from McDonald's. That's how Miles wound up over here. Anyway, Reed and the Molecule Man are chopping it up. I was incorrect earlier. I was talking about the Beyonder when I said Reed was chopping up with the Beyonder. He was chopping it up with the Molecule Man. They having it up. The Molecule Man goes over to Doom, because Doom didn't by now. He think he didn't big boy T'Challa. T'Challa's smiling at him, laughing at him. He like, what you think so funny? Oh, you was a distraction. Okay, so I'm gonna read this to y'all so y'all know. I thank you, definitely appreciate y'all for pulling up. Let me see who we got in here. Take a look at this chat and everything like that. Make sure you hit that like button. We're gonna do this. Juju Rose is in the building. I knew Juju would like that. Juju, you like that? You like that Miles Morales? Shout out, big dog. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, yeah, folks be shopping. I'm sitting in the parking lot. Yeah. People be shopping. People be shopping. Yeah. So let's get to this dialogue though, so you know what we got going on. So you got The Molecule Man, read. You better buckle up, cowboy. Life, he's gonna be here soon. And when he say be here soon, he talking about the maker. You see T'Challa, Doom throwing hands, Doom talking much talk. Yes, you tested me, reduced me to this, wanting physical violence, but I remain Doom, and you something beneath me, a lesser fool who doesn't know that he's beaten, a smiling fool who wait, why are you smiling at me, T'Challa? Why are you? Because we were biding time, and you're going to lose all this structured chaos. It reeks of machination, doesn't it? Doom realizes it's all a distraction. Yep, all the distraction. We get Valeria, we get Sue, then we get this pocket dimension. We got Doom, we got Reed, we got the Molecule Man. Let me give it to you. Richards, you had to meddle, didn't you? Of course you did. You're a meddler. You have some great plan, I expect. What is this? What is it this time, Reed? A new idea, a fresh take on the very old problem of you and I? Have you built another great machine? This Reed? No, nothing like that. I just came to convince Owen that perhaps there's a better solution to all of this than you. A better solution? Yeah. Your entire life, this is from Doom, your entire life, you have been distracted with the modern concerns so precious to you and your kind, ethics and order in society, when all that has ever mattered was survival. I saved millions, Reed. Owen saved millions. And what was it you said when you appeared here on my world? All you could save was yourself. You couldn't even save your family. This is Reed. How dare you? Doom snaps his finger. Haven't you been paying attention, Reed? I dare quite a bit. I dare to choose between living and dying for millions. And now I'll choose for you as well. Except when Doom snaps his fingers, nothing happened. You know, you go back to that Thanos snap, nothing happened. What is this? Mr. Reese, this Victor, he know the jig about up. He hollered at the Molecule Man. And he asked him, hey man, did you bring me something to eat? Victor says no. The Molecule Man says, then that makes the two of you equal, doesn't it? Because remember, Reed didn't bring him nothing to eat either, and Buddy hungry. Fair's fair, right? So Reed and Victor get into a fight. And you know Victor got to run his mouth, got to bump his gums. You would dare put your hands on me? That's what Victor said, his Reed. Haven't you been paying attention, Victor? I dare quite a bit too. Things aren't so easy when you're not omnipotent, are they? No, they are not. Long story short, this is what winds up happening. As they're fighting, Doom asks Reed, you think you better than me? You think you better than I am? Reed says, no, Victor, you're wrong. I've always believed you could be better than what you are. No, I mean right now, this moment. If you had the power, you think you could have solved it all, solved everything. Mind you, we've been covering Jed McKay's Avengers. Remember the Grail? If you had this power, you think you could have solved it all, solved everything. You think you could have done so much better, don't you? Don't you? Yes. Read real quick, matter of factly, yes. And we both know it, don't we? Vic looks at him. You can see the object horror on his face, even though he got his mask on. Excellent artwork, by the way, because you actually see it in the eyes. He says, yes, damn you, now die. Molecule Man says, well, if y'all both agree, so be it. he didn't have the power to kill Reed. He does that. Remember when I said T'Challa has on the Infinity Gauntlet? T'Challa takes said Infinity Gauntlet and he does exactly what Thanos did. Where do we pick up? In this same book, Secret Wars, we back in Wakanda. The students that were there before are mapping the universe, fulfilling T'Challa's dream, his pledge to his biological mother in Yami. What I like about this is that you see the ship launching into space. This ship shows up in Ta-Nehisi Coates' run. The same ship, the Alpha Flight, lifting off to go find out where the vibranium came from. This very same ship is drawn in Ta-Nehisi Coates' run. And Yami ain't just mentioned in the run. They actually draw that out in regards to what T'Challa was doing in the exploration of the stars. Where are we at? We ain't even got the Ta-Nehisi Coates run. No, we're still in Jonathan Hickman's Secret Wars, preceded by Jonathan Hickman's New Avengers. The start of the Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda. You keep up with these notes? Kimoyo, the Kimoyo King, president of the Black Panther fan group, is in the building. So yeah, that's what we get. Now, if you want to speed forward from there, after Secret Wars, the last issue of Secret Wars, where you would need to go to then, after you read Secret Wars 9, you want to continue your education with the Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda. Well, that would be Black Panther, the Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda, issue 1 by Ta-Nehisi Coates. That is where this story picks up after Secret Wars. And I'm gonna reference this right here. And this is me saying, as the pastor, go read it for yourself. Aurora shows up in Ta-Nehisi Coates' run, the Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda. And I don't think I'm telling those whose favorite story arc that is anything they don't already know. The reason why I mentioned that is because I looked at how Aurora was written. Since somebody said something in regards to the fact that she's always portrayed as a victim when she's written with T'Challa, as if that's the only, if she's written as a victim, it's only with him. And we've had folks that don't look like us and folks that look like us utter that, and that's complete and utter trash. Ta-Nehisi Coates wrote it with the utmost respect. It is in that run where T'Challa and Aurora confess their undying love for one another. We also get Achilles in this story. Achilles being one of those who fights by T'Challa's side, which makes what John Rapscallion wrote 3 times as heinous. You wrote Achilles taking a villain turn the very next arc after he was right there by his brother's side. That's trash ass writing. I see why folks was laughing at it. You don't ever need to be writing another black. I'm of the mindset you don't need to write comic books, period, because you don't do your research in regard with comic books. Just write movies, and don't write no movies with me in them, because I know you don't give 2 damns about me. John Ridley, based on that, what was it? The manifestation of the Negro, of the modern Negro in Esquire magazine. Yeah, I got nothing but disdain for those like you specifically. Anyway, this is the story where you get Aurora telling Nakia not to be confused. Hold on. Let me get it. Wait a minute. My brother, hey, your stuff is on the way. Your stuff is on the way. Oh, damn. Okay. Okay. Hey, Theo, wait a minute. Hold on. I got hold on, King Sigma. Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Good God, man. Hold on. Wait a minute. Feel like Usher in the building. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let's say, Theo, I mean, you know, hey, we do these live chats and everything like that. Folks do stuff you never know. Just okay, so you see that, right? You see that? You see that? Yeah, we're gonna get that on out. And never mind that little funky pipe tag. It was honest, but yeah, coming your way. We still got the address on file and everything like that. You should be getting your socks soon. That'll be on the way too as well, King Sigma. King Sigma pulling up in the building. Thank you so much, King Sigma. Let me keep up with these notes though while I am at it. I don't want to act like that. King Sigma pulling up in the building. Do this and everything. And thank you so much for the $20 donation. Thank you so much. So y'all, all they got to do is follow the source material. All they got to do is follow the source material. But you didn't delete it, big dog, now. So, you know, hey, they're going to have to get in where they fit in regards to the source material because I'm not on payroll. And until I get on payroll, I don't know why they going in production. Because my phone ain't wrong. I ain't got no DM. I ain't nobody hit me up. Ain't nobody asked me nothing. And as I said to my wife, you made 1.3 billion in the first movie. You only made 800 million the second movie. That mean the Rock With Me Nation recast T'Challa No Dollar got you for 500. Got you for 500 million. That's what we did. Folks say we ain't got no influence. We got you for 500. Now, I'm of the mindset, I'm gonna say it like this, baby, no shade, that some folks have started interviewing folks that are associated with Black Panther 3. So while they may have started recast T'Challa because conflict of interest, they might have to step aside because that's what they got to do. And I'm not tripping on that. But we got you for 5 last time. And there's more knowledge out there now in regards to the character. So you went from 1.3 to 800. If you get hit with 5 again, that ain't for 3 million. Like I said, I ain't been asked. Kevin ain't hollered at me. He ain't hollered at Daryl. He ain't hollered at Daryl. He ain't hollered at me. Kimoyo ain't said nothing. Ryan ain't hollered at Daryl. Ryan ain't hollered at me. Ryan ain't hit up Kimoyo. Grand Madam Tara and Mr. Smith ain't said nothing. So I don't know why folks call themselves going into production mid-2026 when you ain't hollered at the leaders of the fan base to see if you gonna even make some money off that. Didn't we close down an animation studio? Didn't we put 2 video games on hiatus? Ain't nobody hollered at us. So I don't know how we talk about going forward and we ain't hollered at the fan base. But let me get back in here with these notes real quick. Send them packing. Yeah, those they did the comic reviews from BP fans across the interweb university. Man, listen. My wife asked me last night, and I'm gonna get back into this intergalactic conversation real quick. My wife asked me last night because, like I said, if you've been rocking with me, you notice I started the comic book reviews in regards to Black Panther from deadliest of the species. I did that for a reason, because folks were saying he died. No, he did not. No, he didn't. So we don't know where you got that lie from. She asked me, she said, so when you get to JR's run, as in after the Intergalactic Empire, with, are you gonna cover JR's run? I said no. She said, you're not, I said, if it was up to me, I would act like it never damn happened, which to a degree, quite a few writers have been doing their damnedest to act like it never damn happened. But no, I'm not, here we go. John Ridley's run on Black Panther is the manifestation of the self-hating Negro. I said what I meant. I meant what I said. John Ridley's run on Black Panther is the modern manifestation, is the manifestation of the modern self-hating Negro. Modern day self-hating Negro. That's what that is. So moving right along, I ain't gonna belabor the point. So we go back to that run, that Black Panther run by Ta-Nehisi Coates, Black Panther. There's so much information in here. We get the undying love between T'Challa and Aurora. I'm loving the panels. A king has to be sure Aurora to know, not with me, not here. You've done that before and it ruined us. I am forever yours. This is Aurora saying, I am forever yours. This comes after Avengers versus X-Men. I am forever yours. I got Reginald Hudlin. You got him married. I got Jonathan Hickman. He tried to have Aurora with T'Challa's child. I got my dog, Ta-Nehisi Coates. I am forever yours. And I think it's safe to say we already know how T'Challa feel about Aurora. So who didn't read this? Don't do it, Theo. No. If you can make a public statement, said public statement can be up for public questioning. Who wrote this? What? And I know who said what. So when you telling me you're an Aurora fan, if I say I'm a Black Panther fan, T'Challa fan, that means I follow T'Challa all over the place. And I can speak specifically to T'Challa. I'm just not throwing out, regurgitating false talking points. So if you telling me you're an Aurora fan, you know the problem is when folks tell you they are a fan of something, their assumption is that you're not a fan as well. Their assumption, regardless of if you're older than them, their assumption is that they know more than you do about the things in which you both share a passion for. What do I mean when I say that? The false presumption is that Black Panther fans aren't Storm fans. The false presumption has always been that T'Challa fans aren't Aurora fans. That's one of the biggest myths, lies, inaccuracies out there in comic book fandom. Don't let your Aurora love get you effed up when it comes to us talking about T'Challa. We love her too. We was rocking with her before you were. Yeah. Some of y'all mamas and daddies hadn't even met yet. Meanwhile, we who ain't got pubic hair yet are reading about Aurora in Giant Size X-Men. because that queen, that African American goddess, was the first person in X-Men to represent us, because up until that point, we were thinking that the mutant gene was ducking and dodging black folks of color. Well, lo and behold, we gravitated toward Aurora. You think we don't know about her going up against Doom? Is it that you don't think we know about her going up against the Hellfire Club? You don't think we know about her going up against Arcade? Moses Magnum, Alpha Flight, the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, Apocalypse. I'm trying to figure out what storyline do you think those of us who are marginalized in America weren't rocking with Aurora to the point where you can misspeak on her and say T'Challa disrespected her. I need you to walk that back. And he know who I'm talking to. I need you to walk that back. I need you to walk that back. Right is right, wrong is wrong. Ain't none of us perfect. But I need you to walk that back, because what that was a blatant lie for no reason, which ruins your credibility amongst those of us who want to like you. Why are you lying? You don't have to lie on one black character to uplift another black character. You don't have to do that. And if that's what you've been taught where you're from, we don't do that here. You didn't watch the movie? We don't do that here. We don't. So go read that for yourself. Ta-Nehisi Coates, Jonathan Hickman, make it doing what you get to see the two having a loving embrace. That's Black Panther Intergalactic. Make sure this is Black Panther issue 172. As a matter of fact, Black Panther issue 172. Yes, y'all go check that out. The lies need to stop. The lies from folks that resemble the characters are detrimental in and of itself. It says a lot about your character, your integrity. But I would suggest there's a lot of information over there. And let me just, so to round it out, to summarize it, you got Jonathan Hickman's new Avengers, and you got T'Challa with the students there. They're mapping the stars. The reason for them mapping the stars is so that they can find out where the vibranium meteorite came from. Now, there's more to it than that. T'Challa also wants to follow in the footsteps of his biological mother, Yami. Those students finished mapping it. You've heard me mention this, say it before. I'll go ahead and reiterate it. That spaceship got sucked into a wormhole. When that spaceship got sucked into a wormhole, it went back thousands of years in the past. When they emerged, they found a planet, they chilled. Few of them. It wasn't a whole bunch of, it was a few of them. Well, they came under attack. Well, from other planets. Them coming under attack, but they got the more advanced weaponry. Remember, they went back thousands of years. They started colonizing other planets. That's how we got, unfortunately, the Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda. T'Challa, laying in bed with Aurora, is feeling bad that the folks he sent to go into space didn't come back. Says, I gotta go get him. He and Manifold, Eden Fessy, go get him. They get sucked through the wormhole. Who does he greet on the other side? Emperor N'Jadaka. What do? They wipe he and Manifold's, Eden Fessy's memories. They turn Eden into a weapon. They put T'Challa in the slave camps. His memory winds up eventually coming back. They realize he's the chosen one. If you are familiar with the Bible to a degree, it's safe to say that Ta-Nehisi Coates has some biblical references in here. T'Challa being the chosen one. Right. Great read, great run. As I go through all of this, go through the comic book reviews, John Ridley's run is going to make less and less sense when you look at how T'Challa was set up for greatness by everybody else's writings. John Ridley's run is going to stick out like a sore effing thumb. It was almost as if he tried to tear down every damn thing that everybody had been building up towards this character. Makes no sense. That his portrayal of Achilles is reprehensible. Somebody needs to use the resurrection altar and bring Achilles back. That's trash. That's trash ass writing. Let me get to these notes. Let me see here. He only died in the MCU. Same folks tried to explain T'Challa's cartoon resurrection away. Yeah. And those be people that, as I said before, if you're going to be deliberately disingenuous, I can't do anything but call you stupid. Stupid people know better. See, that's the thing. Stupid people aren't unintelligent. No, stupid people are very, very smart. They just choose to put on a front, knowing the repercussions and ramifications. Ignorance is something different. And if somebody asked me, Theo, which one would you rather be? I would rather be ignorant, thus being able to be educated. I would rather be ignorant than be stupid. So let's see. Those J. Diddley comic reviews from BP Fan Cross. Yeah. Let's see here. Kimoyo said, Steezle, that ish triggered me when I heard about it. DC said, yeah, who didn't love Claremont era X-Men? Never heard anyone from that era say this Claremont stuff. Nobody did. Kimoyo, they all wanted that mental gymnastics. Yeah, they did. So I think I'm gonna get on up out of here and everything. It's Saturday. I'm gonna come back to y'all with some more with some comic book reviews and everything like that, 3-minute specials. But when I look at the character and T'Challa, and I look at what folks have tried to say, line, I don't even get into the whys and what fors anymore. It doesn't matter. People gonna lie. When it comes to what folks had to say about his relationship with Aurora, one, I did not know that was a thing that people were saying. She was mistreated when she was with him. I did not know that was a thing. All I knew at the time was that they were lying when they said that T'Challa had passed away, had been deleted in the comics, and they were referencing certain storytell. If you're a Black Panther fan like myself, you know what comic book he died in, and that's the litmus test, because we don't tell nobody. we not gonna tell you. If you say he passed away in the comic book, okay, which one? If you get it wrong, we know you don't know what you're talking about. We're not going to take you seriously after that. But the beauty of reviewing Black Panther comic books, you see the inconsistencies. Having somebody refer to T'Challa as nothing more than a steward and an advisor to Shorty is crazy, because you're supposed to be the comic book expert, but you're not necessarily a Black Panther expert. So I shouldn't be looking necessarily for you to keep the specifics in regards to my favorite character. But we know during this time frame that T'Challa is the king of the dead. That's more than just an advisor. That's absolutely significant when you think about the abilities that come along with him being the king of the dead. But it's safe to say, if you're saying he's just a steward and advisor, then that person probably didn't cover those 2 issues of Fantastic Four in which T'Challa and Aurora showed up in as well. So I like to say, read it for yourself. The reason for that is, as I've discovered, not everybody cares about your favorite character, even the ones that say they do care. So that whole T'Challa and Aurora thing, the whole Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda, to get the full appreciation of it, And this is when I will advise Marvel Unlimited as opposed to your local comic book store, because those are a lot of comics. To get the full appreciation of the Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda, you would have to go all the way back to Jonathan Hickman's New Avengers issue 1. You might not want to do that because you're gonna read a whole bunch of other stuff. But the reason why I say to get a full appreciation of it is because Hickman does a great job from that comic all the way up into Secret Wars #9 and big up in T'Challa. Big up in T'Challa, big up in Shuri, big up in Wakanda. Like, if you are a Black Panther, Shuri, T'Challa, Wakanda fan, to get the full appreciation of it, you're going to have to go back to that. It's a lot of information in there. It's a lot of detail in there. You could wait. You could go along with the comic book reviews that I'm dropping and everything like that. But to appreciate the full scope of the Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda, yeah, you got to go back. you got to go back. I'm gonna keep it where you know, and I'm gonna get on up out of here. Hickman only needed 2 issues to set that king of the question I would ask him is, because the thing about being a writer, and Jonathan Hickman does an amazing job. Oh my God, the way he does it. He's truly a comic book aficionado, from being able to draw out bits and pieces from previous stories he wasn't a part of. Bring those pieces to the forefront, expand them into monumental storytelling events. Like, I would ask myself, okay, so when you made T'Challa the king of the dead in Fantastic Four, did you do that knowing you was going to use him being the king of the dead later on? And did you know you was going to wind up doing this? And that is the most brilliant thing about a writer. They know where they're going from beginning to end. They know the beginning of the story. They know the ending of the story. They know the middle of the story. They are drawing on previous events, past events from other stories to make this story pop. And the thing about it, you as the reader are going to be like, damn, I remember that. Prime example. Cannot remember the young lady's name, but the young lady who wrote Creed the Next Round. Y'all Google her, look her up. Damn. She's a Rocky fan. Like, she ain't, oh, I'm just a Creed fan. Oh, no. That queen has watched every Rocky movie, and she's retained everything from every Rocky movie, to the point where if you're reading Creed the Next Round as a Rocky movie fan, forget being a Creed fan, if you a Rocky fan and you go all the way back with Apollo and Rocky, you reading the comic book like, God damn. Jonathan Hickman. Jonathan Hickman. I love writers that can do that. He's one of them. He hit it out the park. And I'm saying Jonathan Hickman, but think about the fact Ta-Nehisi Coates did it too. Ta-Nehisi Coates read that entire run from Jonathan Hickman. And when I say read it, he absorbed it, he understood it, he processed it, he broke it down to the point where he could draw bits and morsels from it later on to give us the Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda. That's a great, those are the traits of a great writer. Those are the traits of a great writer. take from that what you will. So my advice, and it's my advice to all Black Panther fan. Yeah, Hickman's story really started with Fantastic Four, ended with Secret Wars. Everything came around full circle. It did, Steezle. It did. It did. So, like I said, my advice, you want to know more about that, Marvel Unlimited. $9.99 a month. Those are a lot of stories. They are, unless you just got the money to go. If you got the money to go to your local comic book store and get it, have at it. Or what you can do is just go buy the trade paperback. If you know what trade paperbacks you're looking for, you can go get that and everything like that and have it. But to be able to fully understand it, process it, I like to see writers being able to reference one another's stuff and build up on it. That's some great writing. That's some great writing. Listen, I'm out. Keep up with these notes and everything like that. Just to be sure, remember, you're going all the way back to New Avengers issue 1. Yeah, you got to do that. If you want to pick up those side stories, that's completely up to you. You want to get Secret Wars, you're gonna have to get that. Yeah, you get Secret Wars, go all the way through, and then you don't have to read the first run by Ta-Nehisi Coates, but you are going to have to get that second run, the whole Intergalactic Empire. Yeah, you're gonna have to get all that. That you take those trade paperbacks, sit them off in a section, or label them your Intergalactic Empire, and just keep adding that. That's it right there. That's your Intergalactic Empire. That said, let me see. The end of Secret Wars had Wakanda build a spacecraft. Yes, it did. It did. As a matter of fact, that ship, like I said, the ship you seeing launched into space, the Alpha Flight mission, that's the one that was, that one. It is that one specifically. And if we're looking at Ta-Nehisi Coates, Intergalactic Empire, if I'm not mistaken, Inyami designed that damn ship. So go check that out. Thank you for saying newcomers don't have to read that first part. No, you don't. Like I said, no, that I'm trying to keep. If you like the Intergalactic, New Avengers. Now, if you want to read them other titles out there associated with New Avengers, you can. But New Avengers, Secret Wars, and then the second 25-issue run by Ta-Nehisi Coates, the Intergalactic Empire of Wakanda, and then Imperial, then this latest run that we get from Black Panther. Yeah. So thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. To the writers, all of y'all involved, thank y'all for being students of the character. Thank y'all for being students of one another's work, because we definitely are students as well as fans of one another's work. Hit that like button. Let me know what your thoughts are. If I'm gonna be honest with you, I've downloaded the pictures and the comic book covers. So I have the comic book covers as well as the significant comic book covers from this run, as well as significant pages, pictures from this run. I could have done a video with those pictures. I don't think it would have did that well, but if you want me to, because I can put it out there another type of way, I can. Let me know, hit me up and everything like that. It got to be worth my while. And when I say that, I got to know folks gonna watch it. If there ain't nobody gonna watch it, I say it in the memory of the late great Don Cornelius and Chadwick Boseman. I hope you enjoy your weekend. I hope you gotten from this what I would like for you to have gotten from this, and that's knowing what's going on with the Intergalactic Empire. Maybe I gave you some information you didn't have. Either way, I'm hoping you enjoyed it. That said, I'm out. I ain't saying, I'm just saying. Peace.